One of you mentioned that you were a little confused about Bonjour's distinction between an action of coming to or continuing to believe being justified and a belief itself being justified. And you asked, why does he make this distinction? Um, and I think one important thing to point out is that Bonjour doesn't make this distinction. He actually doesn't explicitly make it at all. I was just pointing out in an earlier video that Bonjour often doesn't talk about a belief being justified. He talks about our acceptance of a belief being justified. And our acceptance of a belief seems like an action. Maybe it's when we think about the belief, we don't question it too hard, or we are okay that we have it. Maybe we continue to have it, or on reflection, or we came to have it. That's what I thought maybe he means by acceptance, because he's being, I think, very sloppy here. All the theories we've talked about are theories about when a belief is justified. He's talking about when your acceptance of a belief is justified. I think that's not the same thing. So I just want to be clear, he doesn't make that distinction. But I think it's important that he talks about acceptance of a belief, even though he doesn't seem to realize that he's talking about something different. And that might have different results. For instance, in the clairvoyance objection, it may be he thinks it's obvious that our acceptance of or Norman's acceptance of the belief in the clairvoyance objection is unjustified. But the real question is his belief unjustified? I'm not sure it makes a difference. You'll have to consult your own intuitions about that. But it's clear that he's not talking about the exact right thing there, and we need to keep that in mind when we evaluate his criticism.